It's the NBA. On 2K Sports, with Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Portland playing for the home crowd again tonight. Always excited for starting out the new season right, and they find themselves playing against Minnesota. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched.
And going back to last year, this series was an even split.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard, Jeff Teague, unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
Johnson gets the bucket.
All the tools. When you're talking about Booker, he's got everything he needs to be one of the league's great scorers.
Doris, when you think about Devin Booker, you have to think about the 70 points he dropped on the Celtics that one night.
Woo, what a special evening that was, Kevin. Most points ever for a Phoenix Suns player. Most points ever scored against the Celtics. More than Wilt Chamberlain. Think about that, Kev.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. And so the ball is out of bounds. Richardson touched it last. About a minute played so far here in the first. Johnson down low. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Now here's Johnson. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
Well, Devin Booker is known as a scorer, but this guy will find you if you're open.
Timberwolves on offense. It's a three-point game. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. And the layup is good. Abdul-Jabbar's got his second bucket.
Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
Harris outside. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
Boy, that is not the shot they were hoping for, but they'll take the result.
And stolen by Harris. Pass to Lamb. Harris. And staying with the play, Harris. Harris has got his first bucket in this one.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? With the hook shot. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
You like how he uses his height there.
No, exactly. I mean, you're talking about surveying the defense and cashing in with the gorgeous mid-range.
The Trailblazers shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
He hits the second from the line. Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, one season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, you know, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball forwards.
Now here's Johnson following the miss by Kemba Walker. Pass to Biyombo. Rebound, Minnesota. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Abdul-Jabbar with the bucket. Abdul-Jabbar's got 8 points. Here's Biyombo. And then Biyombo with the dunk.
Well, showing off that athleticism is Bismack Biyombo. That's an easy one.
Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Johnson. Kept alive, Minnesota. Here's Farrell. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. And then Ewing with the jam.
You could see how long Thompson's arms are when he goes up to finish that alley-oop.
Back to Harris. The three. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Well, that's an example of two teammates on a different page. They're both looking at each other like, hey, what was going on there?
Trailblazers leading by 4. To the middle. Back to Johnson. And stolen by Richardson. Here's Biyombo. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Ewing trying to get open. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two. That's 4 turnovers out of them already. Sloppy play in the early going.
And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
To the inside. Got a piece of it. Brokaw. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Well, the vision on display. Yogi Ferrell notices when his teammate has a wide open look and gets it there on time and on target.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Richardson, no luck. Trailblazers leading by 9. Good. White's got his first basket of the night.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Nice follow through on the fadeaway.
Boy, you cannot leave him alone like that. Good form on the fadeaway jumper.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Called time to just let them get their legs back under them.
So both teams making some changes here. Here's Johnson. Pass to Dudley. Jacks up a three. It's good from long range. Dudley's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen, Trailblazers pretty much in control here.
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
I don't think the defense has been very good, and right now they're letting them pounce all over them and get second chance opportunities.
And Teague's got the ball here for Minnesota, down by 12.
Well, the Timberwolves last year finally broke through that 14-year playoff drought. But they made it very clear that's not enough. This is a team with much bigger aspirations.
Johnson attacking. Here's Zeller. Makes it off the glass. Zeller's got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And the dunk by Vonleh.
Instinctual playmaker. Booker very crafty in distributing to his teammates.
To the paint. Fades. And the Timberwolves tack on two more.
The defense getting a little lazy there. You can't give him those shots. He'll make you pay every time.
They get it back. Second chance shot. Abdul-Jabbar with the block. And taken away by Johnson. Vonleh. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feet.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so it's Minnesota with it. And it's Abdul-Jabbar penetrating. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
And here's Dudley for three. And another three for Portland.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Devin Booker is a 20-point-per-game scorer since his second season in the league, and he knows you have to have confidence to be a great shooter. He said, know the work you've put in, trust your game. Just because you miss shots, you can't doubt yourself. They're supposed to fall, and they will if you keep shooting. Kevin?
Next shot mentality for sure. Thanks, D.A. Basket counts. Dudley's got his third basket of the night right there.
And that's another fast break bucket. And this is the pace, though, guys, that's been working for him.
You know, I think, Greg, the faster the tempo, the better they are. And I love the pace they're playing with right now. Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
Portland leading by 17.
And guys, Devin Booker getting great praise from some big-time players. Kyrie Irving says he raises his game to another level against high-level teams. Now he needs consistency, gentlemen.
Timberwolves passing it around. Marjanovic with it, and Zeller picks him up defensively. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Of course, Booker put 70 on the Celtics one evening. That obviously made quite an impression.
I remember Jaylen Brown saying he doesn't have a conscience. He can shoot it with no remorse. He has a green light, and that's what makes it tough. Sounds like he had to guard him that night. Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Trailblazers leading by 17. Out to Harris. The tray. The rebound by Marjanovic. Here's Teague. Makes it off the glass. Teague's got his first points in this one.
Kev, that's just toughness on display from Jeff Teague. He's scoring despite taking some pretty big-time contact.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. We now have rules, Doors, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision. Boy, that's a quality shot. You're in the painted area. Don't get much more of a better look than that.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
From 11 feet away, the shot by Markkanen, nobody around, but they recover it. Pass to LeVert. Clock at 6. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. The Trailblazers making a switch here. 36 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Well, that's not easy to box out like that. It's just great footwork, and that gave him just the time he needed.
That's tipped. Johnson outside. It's stolen by Marjanovic. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part. And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
At the elbow, it's Harris. Lets it go with a three. Rebound, Minnesota. For the finish. And Markkanen throws it down.
I'm a big fan of how Markkanen runs the floor. He's got tremendous mobility.
And so it's Portland looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We come back right after this. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Pass to Harris. The rebound by Marjanovic.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Minnesota calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Timberwolves trailed by 13. Here's Farrell. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. From down in the low post, it goes. Abdul-Jabbar's got the first basket of the second half here for the Timberwolves. And Josh Richardson at the University of Tennessee was a pre-med student, plans on becoming a surgeon. But when the NBA became a possibility, he said he had to switch to an easier major.
And instead of spending 4 hours a day studying, he put that time into the gym. The terrific defender in college, was the two-time All-SEC defensive player. And with the newfound focus on basketball, he has blossomed as a scorer.
Johnson with the block. And he's able to get it back. And that one's good by Abdul-Jabbar.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
And so it's Minnesota with it. 11-point game. Pass to LeVert. Now Abdul-Jabbar, guarded by Harris. Offensive rebound. And here is Abdul-Jabbar. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And here is Harris. Richardson covering. The shot missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only one for the first 5.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Over Richardson. Pass to Biyombo. Back to Johnson. And that one, good. And the Trailblazers lead by 11.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Portland moving the ball around. Five to shoot. Pass to Harris. Trying to get open as Johnson. Harris misses.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter. Well, the struggles from the field continue for this guy. The way it's going, he shouldn't be more than a secondary option for them at this point.
And Minnesota has possession. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Richardson gets a wide open look. Misses the three. Trailblazers leading by 11. Portland no good that time either. Abdul-Jabbar in the post. He's got 22. Yep, it counts. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Richardson. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Over Lamb. Kicks it out to Richardson. Ewing with it. Covered by Biombo. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Over Lamb. Now here is Abdul-Jabbar. Fades and shoots. And another shot. Kept alive. Tries from 10. And finally, that one's good. Abdul-Jabbar's got 10 points in the quarter.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
Johnson goes in. Pass to Biombo. Good on the shot. Biombo's got 10 points.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
There's the lob to the hoop.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Well, and Tristan Thompson's someone who has fallen off greatly in production, Doris, the last few seasons.
Right. Tristan Thompson at his best is a guy who scores efficiently, but really his defense and rebounding are what he's got to hang his hat on.
Left in the third quarter. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Trailblazers have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Here's Johnson. Pass to Dudley. Puts it up from 15. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. He's got 13.
Looked like some confusion defensively that time. Left him wide open for a nice look on the jumper.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Kemba Walker continuing the fine tradition of New York point guards. He should not go unmentioned when you talk about the NBA's best ball handlers. Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
And then Ewing with the jam.
You know, he might not be the focal point on an offensive team, but Thompson knows how to get his numbers.
And the dunk by Vonleh.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw good, Vonleh. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Inside. Back to Ewing. Down low. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
Johnson attacking. Good. Nice play there from Vonleh. Vonleh's got 9 points.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
It's just so great to see ball movement like this, and he is excellent at getting his teammates involved.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Timberwolves trail by 10. To the inside. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And that one comes up a bit short. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. 17 points was their biggest margin.
And when you're down this many points, hard to justify leaving a good shooter that wide open.
Right. If you want to get back in the game, you simply can't afford to let long-range shooters get comfortable.
Broke off. A three-pointer, no good. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Shoots over Holmes. And Abdul-Jabbar gets it to go. Abdul-Jabbar's got 15 points here in the second half. Johnson attacking. Brokoff gets the three-pointer to fall. Of course, I'm sure you look at these players, evaluate who could make a possible head coach out of the group I'm watching right now. And I'm sure there are a couple players that come to mind for you.
Well, I think when you just talk basketball intellect, one of the first guys that comes to mind is Rajon Rondo. I mean, his insatiable appetite to watch film, to have complete understanding not only of the sets of his own team, but Rajon Rondo, when he's on the defensive end of the floor, as soon as a play is called, he will repeat it and basically tell the teammates, hey, look for this action here. So Rajon Rondo comes to mind. Someone like Andre Iguodala, who also is someone Steve Kerr has referred to as maybe the smartest player he's ever been around. Now, so much more to coaching than just basketball intellect. You've got to be willing to deal with the egos of things. And do these players want to do that? Who knows?
Johnson down low. Pass to Holmes. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Markkanen inside the line. The shot, no good. And it's Portland the other way. Johnson with it. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. To Holmes. From deep. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Pass to Vonleh. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. And it's 13 points for Noah Vonleh.
He's made obvious improvements since the half, really getting into an offensive groove.
Stolen by Dudley. Here's Vonleh. Kemba Walker with the rebound. Timberwolves trailed by 14. Second chance shot.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
First one falls for him. And so he's able to get one of two.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
And here's Dudley for three. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Trailblazers lead by 16. Out to the right wing. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And that misses everything.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Johnson inside. Rebound, Minnesota. Pass to Markkanen. Now Abdul-Jabbar. Over to the wing. Down low. 6 on the shot clock. Fader on the way. And it's good. 2 points. Abdul-Jabbar's got 7 now in this quarter. Now here's Vonleh. Richardson covering. The shot by Vonleh no good. Timberwolves trail by 14. .130 left here in the fourth quarter. To the left side wing. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. But they get it back.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Portland leading by 14.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Trailblazers.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Johnson.
Boy, his defense is what stood out to me. There was a no-fly zone around this guy all night. He contested every shot in his area and sent a few back.
So it's the Timberwolves now. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. Nails the hook. Abdul-Jabbar's got 40 points.
And he can be devastating with that little hook shot of his. And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
That's good from Kemba Walker. Second free throw, no good. Pass to Johnson. Back to Harris. Kicks it out to Johnson. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.